So it is now day 0 of week 37. I am officially full term. Apparently I am medically classed now as full term. Minion can technically arrive any day from today. I'm really hoping he's going to be late. Jason is also hoping he's going to be late, but I am officially full term. He can arrive at any point from today onwards. I could go into labour at any point from today onwards, which is such a weird and scary thought, but here we are. We are at the very final hurdle, which is just mad. Also, if you hear any background noise, Jason is cooking in the kitchen, so apologies for any clattering and clanging. So earlier today we actually had another midwife appointment. It should have been my 38-week midwife appointment, but ended up being, oh sorry, should have been my 36-week midwife appointment, but it's ended up being this week due to Christmas. Today was actually meant to be my birth plan appointment with my midwife. However, my midwife for some reason is still MIA. I still haven't seen her for like 2-3 months. I'm not too sure what's going on, whether or not there's short staff, whether or not she's left. I have no idea. I had another different midwife today. With the exception of seeing my personal midwife on 2 occasions back to back, I have had a different midwife for every single midwife appointment so far. There has been no consistency in any way, shape or form, and even with my obstetrician, I've had 2 different obstetricians so far. It's either 2 or 3, I can't remember. I think it's 2 obstetricians. So there's not been much consistency in my NHS care recently. But the midwife I had today was really, really lovely. She was dead chatty and she was dead friendly. And like I said, I was meant to be going over my birth plan, but as she put it, she doesn't like referring to them as birth plans because then when the plan goes wrong, people get dead upset and it can cause postpartum depression. So she prefers to call them birth preferences. And that way, if something goes wrong, it's a little less stressful on the mother, which is fine with me. It is completely fine with me. And I will actually go through my birth preferences or birth plan in a completely separate video because I do actually want to go more in depth into what I want and why. But she basically talks us through what's going to happen, how labour can start, how it goes, how it progresses, what happens when I go into labour, when to actually contact triage or what reasons to contact triage, things to look out for that are wrong that I need to be aware of to contact triage, what's going to happen during the actual labour. She's talking to me about transitions. We briefly went over the ring of fire and also what's going to happen at the end of labour, whether or not skin to skin is going to happen, delayed cord clamping and all that, and what's going to happen with baby after labour. So it was very, very brief because apparently it was meant to be an hour-long slot and for some reason I was only booked in for 20 minutes. No idea why, but she went through as much as she possibly could with us. Went through all my general checks like my blood pressure, CO2 levels, urine checks, listened to Minion's heartbeat, and everything is looking super positive still. And because everything is looking super positive and because I haven't had any major complications with my medication, with my medical conditions, such as my ulcerative colitis, my inflammatory bowel disease, and everything else that comes in between, she said that she's taken me down or knocking me down from a high risk to an intermediate risk, because before now it was only high risk or low risk. As we approach birth, apparently there is high risk, intermediate risk and low risk, and a high risk person can go down into intermediate if or so long as their pregnancy is going smoothly and it is not their medical conditions that's causing them to be high risk is not affecting the baby, which mine isn't. So I can't be classed as low risk because of my medical conditions, but I have been hopefully dropped down to an intermediate risk because my medical conditions aren't affecting my pregnancy and I'm in complete control of them to an extent. Fortunately, I will never be low risk because of my medical conditions, but she was saying how even a low risk pregnancy can suddenly go high risk because of gestational diabetes or preeclampsia or other unexplained things. It was a lot. We went through a lot during this midwife appointment, which was really good and it prepared us for a lot as well. She said that now that I am classed as full term, I'm allowed to start trying all the old midwives' tales, which is the raspberry leaf tea, which I need to check with because I need to check whether or not it's caffeine free or whether or not it uses green tea as part of the tea or whether or not it contains caffeine or if it's caffeine free. Before I even attempt that one, I'm allowed to start eating dates. We're allowed to do all the other recommendations like curb walking and walking sideways upstairs and all that jazz. I'm allowed to try all the midwife stuff or all the old wives' tales to get me into labour, which I'm not in a rush to do. as I have said before, I am more than happy for Minion to be up to 2 weeks late, but it is good to know that I can start trying to get my body into that space and mentality. She said that this week I also need to try and start colostrum harvesting. She made it sound like anyone can do it, but when I've actually tried, I'm really struggling to actually get the pressure right on my chest because of the size of my boobs. My boobs are so big. If I just do the standard one hand squeeze, things on the inside move and shift around and I can't get the pressure where it's apparently meant to be. Ugh, and I am burping and acid reflux like crazy right now. Wow. So that is a work in progress, but the research I did says that not everyone actually can produce colostrum before they actually give birth. Some people don't start producing it until later that day or after they give birth. So I'm not panicking that nothing is coming out of yet or nothing's working. It's still only the first day. I've only tried it once, and it does say to try and do it 2 to 3 times a day for 5 to 10 minutes at a time, which I'm gonna do. I can't put that on YouTube. Big no-no for YouTube, that is not allowed. But it is something that I am going to be looking into and actually trying to do regularly in order to stimulate any form of milk production. She also told me, obviously I've not spoke about this, or I don't think I've spoken about this because I've not gone through my birth plan yet, but I know I really don't want an epidural. It's something that I would rather avoid at all costs, but she's told me to not wipe it off the table completely, because if it ends up being a situation where he ends up flipping, right now he's in the right position, he's exactly where he should be, but if he's ends up flipping and ends up going back to back and I'm in sheer pure agony by 4 centimeters, I might want to consider an epidural just to try and help things along or to make it a bit easier for me, because everyone's different, everyone's pain threshold's different. So she said don't wipe it off the table completely, but have it there as a very last resort type thing. I'm still very against the whole needle in the back type thing, but she does have a point. I don't know what my pain threshold is going to be like when the pain actually does take place. I'm trying to keep open-minded about it. We also discussed the fact that I am a bit cautious about any pain relief because of the ibuprofen and aspirin triggering my ulcerative colitis, so I am a bit cautious of trying medication where I don't know the ingredients and I don't know if there is caffeine or aspirin or anything else in there. So she is actually said she's going to double check for me just to be certain and make note of it for any future midwife appointments if I need to raise the issue, so that we don't trigger my colitis while I am going through labour, because that would be a big nightmare. But it was a really, really positive midwife experience overall. She was really lovely. She is one of the better midwives I've had so far. I feel bad for saying that, but some of the midwives I've had, one of them put me on aspirin knowing I have ulcerative colitis, and this particular midwife we saw today turned around and said, "Why did she put you on aspirin?" No. Jason breaking the place again. It was actually quite nice to have a midwife who knew about ulcerative colitis, understood the background of ulcerative colitis, and knows that ibuprofen and aspirin can trigger ulcerative colitis. I was very reassured with her. I kind of want her to be my full-time midwife, but I know that's not an option. But that's how our day's gone. I have spent the rest of the day video editing, purely video editing. I have got 29.1 finished yesterday. That's just gone up today. I got week 29.2 finished today. I'm currently working on week 30. It's probably going to be a 30.1 considering I've got 2 hours worth of video editing to footage to try and fizz through. But it's made me feel quite productive. It's made me feel really productive, which is nice. Symptoms wise, acid reflux is still refluxing. It is still a nightmare. Every burp, every hiccup, anything at all to do with my chest is causing acid reflux still. Sometimes just lying down on my right hand side is causing acid reflux. That is driving me insane, but I have been reassured so many times that as soon as baby is out, it stops immediately. It just disappears like magic. While I don't want to rush into labour and I don't want to rush the whole getting him out thing, because I still don't think I'm quite mentally ready for the actual mothering part, and I don't think you ever can be, but I like a little bit more time as me before I turn into mother me. Oh, there's just so much going. So exciting. Oh, good. Get my brain back together, get my brain back together, get my brain back together. As well as the acid reflux still being an absolute nightmare, I have lost almost all control of my bladder, which I knew I had an overactive bladder anyway, and we knew that this was going to be a problem. It's why I had to try and do Kegels for so long, and technically I should still be doing Kegels, but I'm also, in my own brain, I'm like, well, why am I doing Kegels to tighten down there when I actually want it to be loose and relaxed, ready for baby to come out. Surely if I end up doing too many Kegels and it gets too strong, that's actually going to cause him to stay in and cause tightening and possibly even cause tearing. So I'm in two minds about whether or not to keep doing my Kegels, but I have lost all control of my bladder. I am going to the toilet so much more regularly. I am going to the toilet for the slightest amount of bladder in my, or slightest amount of urine in my bladder. Anytime I stand up, I need the toilet. If I'm sat down, I'm not too bad. I can usually hold it for like an hour or two if I'm sat down. As soon as I stand up, I need the toilet. Walking around for a few minutes, I need the toilet. On our way back from the midwife appointment today, we were literally 2 minutes from home. Minion decided to punch my bladder, which caused me to dribble. And then that sent a signal to my brain going, oh, we can go to the toilet right now. And my bladder let loose. I could not stop it. I tried so hard, but it would not stop. And it just went to town, which luckily, because I have an overactive bladder and because we are in the 3rd trimester, I do wear incontinency pads, which I highly recommend past the 36-week marker. I highly recommend incontinency pads for anyone, regardless of overactive bladder activity or not, because you never know when little one's gonna punch you and you're just gonna dribble. Sorry, might be TMI for the guys out there, but this is not content for you right now, gents, unless you are supporting your wife, in which case it's good to know. Or your partner, because not everyone's married. Look at me. I'm not married yet, I'm just engaged. But still, it's annoying, and I'm very grateful to be on maternity right now to avoid or to have better access to the toilet on a regular basis. And that is pretty much it pregnancy news wise. I'm obviously having much more boring days now because of being on maternity leave, but I am genuinely loving being on maternity leave. It's like, even if I was at work, I would still have these days off right now. I would still have the week of Christmas up until New Year off. So this is currently no different, but just the amount of time I've been able to spend catching up on videos and video editing has been so relieving. And then knowing that, oh, I have time to go on a walk. I have the luxury of being able to book a midwife appointment at any time, or an obstetrician appointment at any time. I have the luxury of being able to do exercise at any time. It's so refreshing. I can have a nap at any time. And weirdly enough, I've not needed a nap the last couple of days, but I can have a nap at any time without fear, without consequence, without worry that I'm going to be late for work, without worry that I'm going to be late for an appointment. My God, I wish I took maternity leave a week earlier. I couldn't afford to take maternity leave a week earlier, but I wish I took maternity leave a week earlier because, my God, this extra time off right now when I'm so heavy and my hips are stiff, I'm coping okay. I make it sound worse than it is, but I'm actually coping okay. But when my hips are stiff and I'm struggling to walk and I'm literally waddling, my bladder's going crazy, my appointments are changing left, right and centre because of doctor strikes and flu and midwives taking time off, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy right now. So I am so grateful to be on maternity during this very chaotic time. The last couple of weeks have definitely been very chaotic with the whole winding down of the business and then appointments getting rearranged left, right and centre. But it's been an experience. And we are now on the home straight. We are literally on the home straight because he could arrive at any moment. Literally at any moment. Jason would like him to be early or late. I would prefer him to be late. So long as he's not on his due week, that's all we care about. Because that is when Jason's on his course. Luckily we do still have his mum as a backup, but even so, we would rather Jason be at the birth. So there's lots going on. There's lots and lots going on. But we have plans in place. The other thing my midwife said is to get my hospital bag packed ASAP. Pardon me, acid reflux, I'm burping again, because heaven forbid I have control over my stomach these days. The midwife says I also need to pack my hospital bag ASAP. I am planning on doing that tomorrow. And again, I'm going to make that a completely separate video because I know quite a few people want to know what people put in their hospital bags. So it just makes sense to do it as a completely separate video for anyone who's interested. So I am planning to do that tomorrow, or at least setting up in preparation for doing the hospital bag video to make sure that I have everything, I've not missed anything and other bits and bobs. We still need to get a few bits for Minion, and we still need to set up the cot. I still need to do my pregnancy Q&A, which I will make a community post about, which is probably already out. It's probably long past out at this point. We've got a hell of a lot going on. And at some point in the next, anywhere between 3 to 5 weeks, I'm going to be doing a birth vlog, which is just insane. It still feels like it's so far away. It still feels like we've got months to go yet. And at the same time, it feels like I've been pregnant for over a year. But at the same time, it's just 3 weeks, 3 weeks or 5 weeks is not a long time. It's not a long time at all. And it's just mad, absolutely insane to think that within the next month, I'm gonna be a mum. It's just, my brain can't comprehend it. I really can't comprehend it right now. Anyway, that's what's happened today. I am going to continue video editing. I'm also going to get something to eat because I'm starving. I'm going to continue video editing and try and get as many of these videos caught up for you guys as we can. I'm taking a rest from exercise because I did some exercise yesterday and my hips are still a bit stiff and recovering from it. So I'm going to try and do some more exercise tomorrow. We also need to do a Costco run tomorrow. So as well as my prepping my hospital bag, I say prepping because I want to make sure I have everything before I actually record the video. So I might include that in the vlog, but we'll also need to go Costco. I'm also going to do some exercise tomorrow because I've got loads of time. So much time now. I've never had this much time free, ever. It's a really weird phenomenon, but I am loving it. I'm going to leave this part of the vlog ramble here. Obviously I know it's probably not been very entertaining because my chatty vlogs are never entertaining, but like I said, I'm attempting colostrum harvesting now. Not had a good start to it, but we're still going to attempt it. So attempting colostrum harvesting now. We are starting the labour prep type stuff, and we are also, or labour inducing prep type stuff, and we are also starting to pack our hospital bags, do our birth plan and everything else in between. It's just exciting and scary all at the same time. So we are on week 37, day 1. According to my Garmin, this week baby is the size of a small pumpkin. And I'd love to know what they'd consider a small pumpkin, considering in Halloween you can get pumpkins that are this big or you can get pumpkins that are this big. So it's a very, very big sizable variable, even for the word small. Hydration is important not only for you and your baby's health, but also to keep up with increased calorie consumption. It's estimated the extra calories you consume during the 3rd trimester should be matched to around 443 extra millilitres of water every day. I've got a feeling I'm not eating enough. I barely actually changed my diet in that sense since I actually started this pregnancy. I am snacking more. I am getting hungry in between meals a little bit more, but I'm still not eating a lot. A couple of Baby Bells, a bit of fruit. Other than that, I'm not really actually taking on too many more calories, which is probably a bad thing. I should probably take on more. But hey ho, baby is still growing fine, so hopefully all is good. We've had a very busy and productive day. A very busy, productive day. We got up, sorted the pets out, ran to Costco, did a shed load of shopping. It's weird, it's almost like Jason's having nesting instincts more than me because suddenly we just did a blitz of the kitchen. We rearranged everything. We rearranged almost the entire kitchen, made it a bit more organised, made it a bit more tidy, got rid of a few things that we were cluttering, and just generally tidied and cleaned. Jason did the majority. Jason did a lot of it because I was struggling for breathlessness. I was struggling to get up and down off the floor. I can still get up and down off the floor, but the pelvic girdle pain has been bad this last 2 days. It's been really bad these last 2 days. So getting up off the floor is taking much longer than usual, by a long way. But we did it. We sorted the kitchen. The kitchen is now all nice and tidy and neat, which is very, I don't know, reassuring and therapeutic in a sense. Jason's also hoovered pretty much the whole house, and we still need to mop, but we're going to save that for tomorrow because it's already 5 o'clock in the evening and we're both knackered. But we've done so much today. I've also got some video editing done, not that you can tell because I'm currently on a completely different website, but I have got some video editing done. Not as much as I would like, but I've got some done. We've done some training with our girls, and it's just, we've only just really sort of settled down for the night, and we can't even really settle down because we're going for a meal with Jason's parents tonight. So we've had a very busy day in that respect. In pregnancy news, Minion has had one of his kicky days today. He's been very, very active today, especially around food. We've noticed that he does seem to get very active around food in general, whether or not it's I can smell food, he gets kicky, whether or not I'm eating food or I've just finished food, he can get kicky. But at the moment, he is very active where food is concerned. And today has been no different. Every single time I've sat down to eat, he's started going and kicking off and pummeling me in some way, shape or form, which is still not painful. It's still just it still feels like really bad gas bubbling through your system, and every now and again it just takes you by surprise because it can be a bit sharp, but it's still not painful for me. It's still just mildly uncomfortable, but at the same time not uncomfortable because I'm used to it with my ulcerative colitis and stuff. It's hard to describe because I know some people say that when their baby kicks, and especially when they kick towards their ribs, they can break ribs and it can be really painful and really sore, and I as of yet have not experienced that. I've not experienced any pain. He hasn't really kicked me in the ribs at all. But from what the midwife was saying yesterday, he's lying in his usual place. So he's lying on my right hand side with his bum up towards my ribs, his head down right into my hips. And then his limbs are actually more directed towards my left hand side. So when he's kicking and pummeling, he's not actually hitting my ribs. He's kicking more into my stomach and the side, which is more fatty, and so maybe that's why I'm not experiencing the pain. Who knows? But all I know is he's head down like he's meant to, which is all good. And he's still very active, which is also very good. And he's still got a really strong heart rate, so everything is fine. This is also now my second day of attempting to harvest colostrum. I attempted it this morning and I did get the tiniest bead of colostrum out of my right nipple, and it was so small it dried up before I actually had a chance to get a syringe out and try and get it. But it was like a dewdrop tiny, like morning dewdrop mist tiny. It was so small and I would have wasted a syringe just trying to harvest it, to be fair. But it was progress. Something came out and my left nipple did get moist, but nothing really came out. But I was still trying to work out the technique, because when you've got a chest as big as this, the standard technique that they tell you with the C thing doesn't work. And so you've got to try and rearrange your hands to get it just right, and then you've got to use a slightly different technique. It's really annoying. But this afternoon I seem to get the knack a little bit better. I managed to produce a tiny couple of teeny tiny drops on my left chest, my left breast, and I actually got a good few drops on my right, but still not enough to physically harvest. As soon as I put the syringe on, they just dissipated and melded in with my nipple. But we had progress. There was more this afternoon than there was this morning. So I'm going to keep up with the colostrum harvesting, or attempting at colostrum harvesting. Apparently I need to do it 3 times a day, which is irritating as hell. But because I'm on maternity now, I can actually try. I have the time, I have the availability to actually try and do it, which is nice. I was hoping to do some exercise tonight, especially with the pelvic girdle pain being so bad. But because we're going for a meal with Jason's mum and dad, I don't think we're actually going to have time, depending on what time we get back. So instead we're going to get an early night and I'm going to try and do my exercises tomorrow, because we don't have anything on tomorrow night. And tomorrow I'm also going to be packing my hospital bag, which I was meant to be doing today, and then we got distracted with shopping and cleaning and tidying, which I'm actually more grateful that we've done. To be honest, I'm more grateful we did that than packing the hospital bag. But tomorrow I do need to get my hospital bag packed, so I will be vlogging a little bit of it, but I will be putting it in a completely separate video as well. So that will be coming to you guys very soon, possibly even the next video after this vlog. Or it could be sooner, it might already be out. I may have decided to get it out earlier, I'm not too sure. But we'll see, we will see. Right, I'm getting breathless from all this talking. Oh, perfect example. So I am going to finish nattering for this little segment of the vlog. I just wanted to give you guys an update on how things are progressing with the colostrum harvesting, because that is apparently quite an important part. I did read on several websites that, pardon me, again, third trimester burping, it happens. I did read on several websites that some women physically don't produce colostrum until the day they give birth. I've read on other websites that some women just physically can't hand express and they end up having to use a pump. I've heard other stories of women that physically don't end up producing at all, like at all. I am actually currently quite grateful that I'm producing something, and the fact that I'm producing it at week 37 as well is quite reassuring in that respect. So we're going to keep pushing for that. We're going to keep trying so we can get some colostrum just in case we need it in emergency after Minion is born, or if he does get ill in the first few months, we can use that to try and boost his immune system type thing. But yeah, that's where we're up to so far for 37 plus 1. Everything's on go now. Everything's on the go. Like I said, I'm going to catch up with you guys tomorrow when we are packing our hospital bag, and I'm hopefully going to get some exercise done as well. So it is now week 37, day 2. I've actually just finished recording my hospital bag packing video as well as my goals for 2026. I just smashed them both out while I was here, and I'll be honest, I'm tired now. I really need to eat. It's quite late in the afternoon right now, but I'm glad I've got it done. I have my hospital bag, I believe, fully packed, minus things that I can't pack straight away, such as hairbrush, phone chargers, snacks and things like that. But other than that, my hospital bag is fully packed. It is ready to go, which I am so glad that I got done today. At the same time, I was really hoping to do this room because this room is back to being a mess again. Especially since my hospital packing video, it is now atrociously a mess. And also all the gifts we got over Christmas that have just been dumped that still need to be put away. I've got so much to do in this room. So much to freaking do in this room. But it's gonna have to wait for another day because I really need to get food right now. And I might come back and tidy this room later today, but as of right now, I just want to get food, and I'm just proud of myself for recording my hospital packing video and also my goals for 2026. Which is actually quite fun. My 2026 goal video is actually going to come out on the 1st of December, which is long before this video is going to come out, but hopefully this video is not going to take too long to come out, because I am trying to video edit every single day right now in some way, shape or form, even if it's just for a couple of hours, to try and get you guys caught up ASAP before the actual birth vlog. I already know I'm gonna have to have a couple of weeks off while I have my birth vlog, but we're nearly there. We are so close. I'm only 6 weeks behind as of the recording of this video. Probably gonna be 5 weeks behind in a couple of days and 4 weeks behind in a couple of days. So we're nearly there. We are nearly there. We've nearly caught up. We are so close to catching up. And I've got so many videos I can now make and get out. I still need to make a video for my parrots channel, which I've got no idea what to actually record as of this moment in time. But I need to work it out. I really need to work it out and get it sorted. But the important stuff is done. The hospital bag is packed, it's ready to go. And now it's just a case of waiting and seeing what happens. So that's been my day this morning. I've literally woke up, got food, I've done a load of video editing. I got week 30 out today, and I've packed my hospital bag, I've recorded my hospital packing video, I've recorded my 2026 goals video for my fitness and what's going to happen with this channel. Currently my plan is to go downstairs, get food, and then after I've got food I am hopefully going to have either a nap or have enough energy to do exercise. We're going to have to wait and see which comes first. But food is definitely priority right now because the acid reflux while I've been recording those two videos has been horrendous, and I am really freaking hungry right now. So it is now the evening, and I actually forgot it's New Year's Eve today. It's actually New Year's Eve today. So I have actually edited and rendered my 2026 goals video at lightning speed and got it out today for you guys so you can actually watch. I do apologise, burping and acid reflux is going crazy today. And my battery is about to die, because why wouldn't my battery on my camera about to die when I've barely used it all day? I'll try and make this bit brief considering my camera is about to die. I decided to, like I said, focus on video editing my 2026 goals so I could have it out today for you guys before realising it's actually New Year's Eve. And we just want to have a nice chill night in because it's our last night together as a couple, or it's our last New Year's Eve together as just a couple, and this time next year we'll actually be coming up to Minion's first birthday, which is terrifying and amazing all at the same time. So we're just going to chill out for the rest of the evening and relax. Then tomorrow we haven't really got any plans on. We do need to do, or I need to do a bit of cleaning upstairs. I need to hoover and I need to tidy and sort out Minion's room. But other than that, I've got a pretty easy chill day, so I'm going to be doing some more video editing to get as many videos out for you guys as I can. I've currently got one scheduled for the 2nd of Jan and one scheduled for the 4th, so they are on their way. I am ploughing through them as fast as I can, but I do intend to actually do some exercise tomorrow because obviously 2026 starts and I want to get a head start on getting my fitness and my strength back up again. And to be fair, today is also the first day where I've not had too much of an issue with pelvic girdle pain. The last 2 days have been super freaking painful and made me not want to exercise because yeah, you guessed it, my battery just died. But as I was saying, I was planning on just having a chill night tonight. I will be exercising tomorrow because I want to get a head start on 2026 and my fitness journey before Minion arrives. Obviously, I don't know how much exercise I'm going to be able to get in between now and his arrival. So I do want to try and get as much in as possible starting tomorrow. Tonight is going to be my want to say last rest night, but it's the last day of 2025, so we're just going to chill and enjoy it and spend the rest of the night together. And I will see you all in 2026, which is just mad to think, because this starts the next massive chapter of our lives of becoming parents and then trying to get back into fitness post birth. Because that is the main goal of 2026, is to get back into fitness, back into exercise, back into calisthenics and mobility and flexibility post-birth, and see how easy or hard it actually is to get back into exercise with a newborn while on maternity leave. But obviously, I am going to be very different from other women. I'm going to have a different experience, but maybe my journey may help or inspire others, which is kind of what I'm hoping. But until then, I will see you guys in the next video.